Jumbo, jumbo, shalom, shalom. Greetings, greetings. I hope all is well. I want to welcome everybody to Friday Fact Mania. I'm the one with Dome, and I will be giving you news articles that may or may have not went under the radar. You may have heard about it, family. I don't know. I'm going to be doing pieces on civil rights leaders, past and present, who I feel like maybe don't get the recognition that they deserve. And yeah, just join with me. I hope to bring all the facts and the way you like it. Welcome to my first episode. Hope to give it to you every other week, Friday. This is the one Mohamed Dome. I will be presenting Eleanor Bumpurs. After I give you the quick bio, I will give my take on this situation and how it relates to us. But before I do that, tribe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Shalom. Eleanor Bumpurs. The sister was murdered October 29th, 1984. She was met at her apartment with law enforcement. New York City Police. This all is happening in the Bronx, New York. She is met with officers at her door in her apartment, enforcing an eviction. This sister was 4 months late. I believe $98 short, or not short, but that's how much she owed on her rent. She was back $98. So law enforcement is there to enforce this eviction. They claim that they were met with a not so compliant Eleanor, so they use force. We know these pigs love to use force on us, excessive. I get it. We should get it. You should get it. Listening, I get it. So they pull out a 12-gauge shotgun and they shoot Bumpurs twice. Wow. They shoot her twice with the shotgun, 12-gauge shotgun, twice in her apartment. Over an enforced eviction, $98. She's back 4 months. Keep in mind, this sister dealt with a lot of things. I think she had some health problems, arthritis, things of that nature. So on top of dealing with that, probably the stress of every day being a melanated person, on top of that being a melanated woman, you have to deal with that. Paying your bills, things like that. Real life things. We should all be dealing with bills, but no, we have a whole extra topping on our hamburger when you have color on your skin. My take on this is that I don't believe that this sister was being defiant. I believe law enforcement used a lot of excessive force, unnecessary force. They probably were doing something that made her get in defense mode, where she felt like she had to defend herself. We see it all day. We have video cameras. We see it all day. We protect ourselves, whether it's physically or verbally. If you say something to me, I'm going to say something to you. The system was never built for us. We see it every day. We're exposing it with these videos. They're killing us over rent, back rent. This is chaotic. This is crazy. Before I leave, I want to leave you with a clip I found on the tube. please check this clip out. Shalom to the family. Be safe. Be really, really safe. The system is against you, brother and sister. Keep it righteous. Power to us. All right? The hate they gave us.
The Lord stand up. He is a great prosecuting attorney presenting his case against his people. First to feel his wrath will be the elders and the princes.
Neighbors of Eleanor Bumpurs held a prayer vigil tonight in front of the building where she lived. The mood was somber as clergy and residents took turns at the microphone reciting prayers. Those gathered locked arms in song. Jim Murphy, president of the Sedgwick Tenants Association, said he hoped there would never be an attempt at a bodily eviction again.
The officer who perpetrated, I would like to see that he get a psychiatrist, to make sure that he's in condition, because I think it was a rational act. But in the first place, we didn't need that type of action.
We are uniting ourselves, writing letters, and trying to get to the bottom of exactly what did happen.
Jones says one letter will go to Police Commissioner Benjamin Ward. It was earlier today, after a review of the circumstances surrounding the death of Eleanor Bumpurs, that the police department made a change in the way police will deal with emotionally disturbed persons in the future.
Whenever we have an emotionally disturbed person who is violent or dangerous and is in a confined spot or can be confined, that no action will be taken until a precinct commander or the duty captain arrives and then talks to the other agencies, whoever is there, family, the emergency service, and he will decide what tactics to be taken.
Johnston said the Emergency Service Special Operations Division has been asked to look into other forms of non-lethal methods of restraint. One example might be a grappling hook, something like this on a long pole, which would be used to grab the arm of a person holding a knife. Johnston called the death of Mrs. Bumpurs a tragedy, but he said police officers had complied with existing procedures. After the news conference, Deputy Inspector Raymond Abruzzi again called Mrs. Bumpurs' death a tragedy, but he said it is tragedy that brings change. I'm Ronnie Livia, Channel 5 News.
The cards and telegrams came from as far away as Texas, all in response to the shooting death of 67-year-old Eleanor Bumpurs by a New York City police officer who, with 5 others, sought to evict her from a Bronx home for non-payment of rent. At her funeral today, her large family heard sentiments of sadness, shock, and outrage from clergy, public officials, friends, and family.
Somehow, somewhere in this city, because of this death, there are going to be some changes in procedure. We're going to get sick and tired of hearing that word. They follow proper procedure.
In the midst of things not being what they could be, Sister Bumpurs decides that she'd make a statement.
Her family members have maintained that Eleanor Bumpurs was not emotionally disturbed, as Police Commissioner Ward has suggested. Her children say that life was not easy for their mother, who single-handedly made untold sacrifices to feed and clothe all 7 of them.
I came to pay my respects and to express my sympathy for the family and outrage at this another blatant and savage example of police abuse of power.
This is a mother, a black woman, and she represents all our mothers. So we come to at least let her know that.
It's not all right that these things happen. It must not ever happen.
I can't conceive of a circumstance wherein 6 or 8 heavily armed police officers have an inability to disarm one woman who is not committing a crime, I might add.
The outrage prompted by her death has caused the city to fully reassess its policy toward apprehending people it considers emotionally disturbed. But for Eleanor Bumpurs, her 7 children, and 10 grandchildren, it is too little, too late. Chuck Curry, Channel 5 News in the Bronx.